What's the easiest module overall? Describe fourth year practicum. Have you ever gotten in a fight on the word? Fight as in tussle. Best word versus worst. Will you be migrating? Team the hardest part of my journey, I think third year. My advice on improving care plan is. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ameelahs. I do nursing videos, vlogs, challenges, video like these, etc. If you're new here, please remember to subscribe before you leave a like or comment. And if you've been here from day one, wagwan people, wagwan. No, I know I've been missing for 2 weeks and I can explain. Actually, I'm going to I was on 2 medical wards doing beginning from the rotation, because you know I'm trying to record every week of this fourth year experience. But the wards that I was on for the second week, the week that I just finished, it wasn't much going on. It was a mat gynae ward and the vibe wasn't great. Like, I had the worst experience I've had since, you know, nursing school in terms of treatment. The first week, the week before that one, I got sick. I was really stressed. I was trying to film a not so good week in my life to show you guys the realistic version, because I know I always come on here and, you know, motivate you guys and try to say aim for the stars and all that, but some weeks are disgusting. And I really wanted to show you guys, but then I got sick and I just gonna push through. Right, so this is the episode 4 of Nursing Chronicles. Yeah, because I think that's what I was calling it. Now, this particular video is called Ask a Fourth Year. On my Instagram, I should have asked it here, but on my Instagram I asked anybody have any questions that they want to ask a fourth year student. I got about 30, but I cannot do 30 questions. Some of them were similar, so I kind of grouped them and jot them down. So if I didn't ask your question, I probably answered you on Instagram. So if your questions weren't answered and you need an answer, you can, depends on how it goes, if you guys in a part 2 or whatever, let me know. So I'm going into the video now. I have them listed here, so I'll be looking down and I'm going to go back and forth because I want them to be mixed, right? All right, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, all right, so first question, let's start from, yeah, what's the easiest module overall? So you mean easiest module in fourth year, or well, you said overall, so most for the entire nursing course, the easiest module would be, but I would say first aid, because that one came a bit more natural. All right, so first aid was the easiest. Describe fourth year practicum. That's the next question. I'm not finished with it yet, so I'm not sure, but so far it's a roller coaster. How it presents is that you go out in the specialized areas. So far I went to A&E, which is my fave, as you know, OT, recovery room. Some persons have been to the NICU, PEDS and all of that. So you go to the specialized area, then you get a feel of beginning families. So you can go on, if you're in Cornwall, you're gonna go like 4 east, 4 west, and so on. Of course, you're gonna go in the delivery room and all of that. And then after which, I think in the last part, well, for my schedule, in the last 3 weeks, I have med-surg rotation, and then after that you have your fourth year final practical exam, which is med-surg based. So it's kind of weird that you only get like 2 weeks of med-surg and the exam is centered around that, but university logics. But then after that, no, yeah, after that you're finished. I think we have for the grade part, it's the practical plus there's this coursework thing that we have to do. But yeah, specialized area, med-surg area, and then practicals. practical exam along with the coursework, and then that would be it. Next semester, you know, is consult, where we pair with a nurse and we're preparing for span. Alright, so I hope that answers. But it's good so far, but it's a roller coaster. Right? Because we are 4th year, so we're pressuring ourselves for a lot of. I hope I answered the question. Hardest module overall. Alright, I have an answer. It popped out in my mind. But it's not the hardest subject as itself, but because of how and the reason why. So let me just tell you, biostatistics was one of the hardest modules for me. Reason being, I had to neglect a lot of things to focus on it. It's basically maths. I'm okay with maths. I was getting it, but because there was an issue with selecting the module in 3rd year, because I was supposed to do it in 3rd year, and the university said that I didn't have to. Most persons did it in the summer because they had the money, but because I'm an SLB person, I didn't do it because I couldn't pay for it. So I did it in 4th year, 1st semester, when I was doing 2 difficult modules, and because of that, it kind of just took away from me. Like, I had to focus on it. I did good in my first test, then my second test I didn't have any time to practice for it. Exam, it was the same, and it was limited time. Like, we get 1 hour. It's the first I'm experiencing like a 1 hour exam, and you know, it's my first. I'm telling you guys, it's my first C since university. Yes, I was a bit disappointed, and I went into a brief moment of depression because I practiced and I got a C. It's like my first C on my whole. Like, it just mash up me record, like, right? But yeah, because of what was happening, why it became one of the hardest modules. But outside of that, I would say the hardest module would be pharmacology, specifically pharmacology 2, right? Have you ever gotten in a fight on the word? Fight as in tussle? No, I'm not going to physically fight nobody, but I've been in altercations before with sisters, with nurses. I don't really want to, you know, get into much of it, especially the sister one. But I've been in cases where I've been bullied, and I reached a point where I couldn't take it anymore, and I just burst and said, look here. Next time they pick me too, you cannot talk to me like that. You're here to teach me. You signed up for to work at a teaching hospital, because Cornwall, Falmouth, those are teaching hospitals. You never know. So you signed up to work there, so you're supposed to teach. If you don't want to work with me, please claim that from day one. You know, so situations like that. Yeah? Best word versus word for me. I like A&E, but specifically trauma 1, but you would consider that a word. Not sure, but I'm gonna go with 7. 7 E's. It's like a surgical word. Like, after they come from surgery, they come to recover there. Get a whole lot of dressings there. I just like it because of the setup. The medications are easy to find and stuff like that. I work well over there. It's been a while. I don't know if anything changed, but 7 E's. Best word so far. Have you selected your specialty? And I guess you mean like, what area do you think I love? Because here in Jamaica, you can apply and say, okay, I just want to work in this word. No, which is so unfortunate, right? But so far, A&E is my favorite. The operating room, you know, you saw me get the chance to be a scrub nurse. That's fun as well, but I don't see it like as something that I could get up and do every day. I think I would get bored. I think I would learn a whole lot though, especially surgery wise, and I think I would push myself to like be more involved and get more experiences and elevate my education. But so far, A&E is like I don't know if I consider it a specialty, but definitely I see myself doing more education in maybe IC, critical care, definitely critical care, and I'm considering midwifery. I'm considering midwifery and crit care. So I don't know, crit care versus midwifery. The aim is for me, well, right now my passion is public health. If you follow me, you know that. But you know, as I go older, as I grow into the system, I'm kind of shying away from it, and the stuff that I have to do to get there, not so sure, but it's still on the table. Will you be migrating? Why you up in my business, a joke? Right now, it's not something I'm planning for, but I am definitely not taking it off the table. Who knows? If the opportunity presents itself, then I would definitely jump at it. But as it is right now, for the next 2 years, because I can't think further than 2 years, for the next 2 years, I don't see myself. So, sorry. But I am team brain drain. I am team brain drain. Do you? And of course, you know, if I'm going, I know a lot of persons don't know about the process. So if I'm going, of course, I'm going to tell you guys with me and record it so you can follow and come with me as well, because team brain drain. Next question. Hardest part of your journey. And the hardest part of my journey would be like the personal things surrounding it, like the funding and the personal life interfering with the studies. But if you're just focusing on school, the hardest part of my journey, I think 3rd year. If you are in 3rd year right now, I'm praying for you. 3rd year was one of the worst years ever. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just a lot going on. You know, the first semester, was it first semester you do pharmacology? I don't even remember. It was such a traumatic experience, but it was a lot going on. It was too much. It was too much. And then practicals, 15 weeks of practicum. It was too much. So I guess 3rd year was the hardest part of my journey. How many courses are you doing right now in 4th year? So 4th year, first semester, you're supposed to do just 2. But I did 3 because, you know, as I explained before, I had to do biostats. But it's just 2. And then this semester you do 15 weeks of practicum. And then that's it. So not a lot, huh? Where was I? Is 4th year easiest or hardest? It's one of the easiest. And when I say easiest, I don't mean it easy. Right? But it's one of the easier year. Yeah. Advice on improving care plans. My advice, and I don't know if you're gonna take this advice, because when I asked for advice on this as well, this is the answer that I got, and I didn't take it until now. But let me tell you guys, my advice on improving care plan is writing a care plan every day. That's it. That's one way, you know, but that's one of the most awesome ways. Did I just do that on camera? That's one of the most beneficial ways. You write a care plan every day. Even if you don't do it on word while you have the patient, as you should when you come home, go through a list, go through the NANDA, and find a diagnosis. You can find a common diagnosis and you write it every day. Try to get somebody to review it and all that. Another advice on how to improve your care plan is get help. There's currently one person I know on Instagram. I am attending her classes. Her name is Miss Vaughn, and I'll insert her Instagram. And you know, one way of improving care plan is seeking help, and she does care plan class, so why not check her out? You might never know. I'm attending her classes right now. I am learning. That's just the simple thing about it. Writing a care plan every day, getting help. That's all. In terms of, so for example, you've been writing your care plans every day and you still can't get better, and so for example you can't afford to get help from, you know, the person that I listed, because of course you have to pay. what I've experienced, my experience with care plan is it gets better with practice, yes, but when you get a proper assessment, so you know when you're on the ward you just hurry up and do your 82 assessment. When you come down, come sit down, you don't know what to write for your diagnosis, right? You may experience that. It's because your assessment isn't thorough enough, right? So when you have a great assessment, as in subjective data, objective data, pulling out information from the patient, even if you have to jump to psychosocial, right? When you have a good assessment, then fine. And the person that asked this question, if you're watching this right now, you have my number and you can reach out to me and I will give you a more one-on-one tip. So the next question is, knowing what you know now, would you still choose nursing? You're pressing my buttons. I've throughout the year I've had moments where I would say no. Right now my answer is yes, but if you ask me again, I'd probably say no. But I knowing what I know, I would still choose it, but I would not go to this school. I would not go to this school, and I probably would be in Jamaica doing it. I probably wouldn't be here. But if that isn't possible, then I would choose this school. So I would still choose it, but I would have come to this school. And that's on period. Next question. Have you ever had a crush? A crush? Crush. What do you mean a crush? A crush on what? Or a crush on who? A patient? No. A crush on a doctor? No. I've seen doctors this year, not before, but I've seen doctors this year that, you know, them look proper. Them look proper, but no. I don't really think about them with it. Like, if you know me, you know something I really like. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I said no, because that can be misinterpreted. Mixing my ears to me. No, I'm not really social. Like, I have a really social anxiety, really big social anxiety. Whenever I meet people on the road and they say, "Hi, Ameelahs," I get really, really weird. It's not that I don't like you guys or I don't like people, it's just that I have social anxiety, so it takes time for me to, right? So if you see me, I may say hi, I'm look fool, because I'm fool. But don't be afraid to, you know, say hi. I will answer, and if I see you again, I will call to you because I don't forget this. But no, I've never had a crush. Oh. Did you and your classmates always get along? No. First year, terrified. Even me, God, those were the days. We catch up like every other week. We get along now, and the same persons that, you know, we never used to talk to back then, and then people that me talk to now, and the people that we used to talk to, I talk to them and stuff like that. But no, we never always get along. But as a group, I think we've improved. I think every single person has grown, and yeah. How do you afford university? Child, I am holding on. Alright, so my tuition is covered by SLB, and that's just tuition. I am struggling in every way outside of that, and even SLB is a strain for me because every year I have to pay. And this is something that I didn't know. Every year I have to pay like my insurance and, you know, processing fee and all of that. Plus every year at UTech I have to pay ECF, which raised gone to $30,000 now. And those are things that I did not know. And also university require like little money here and there, and it add up to a whole heap of money. Plus the bus fare. Bus fare beat me bad. Like bad. Like literally every day I leave the house I have to have $1,000, and that's just bus fare and maybe a soda and a little biscuit. Like, it's not a pity story, but it's just the reality. Coming into university, a lot of persons say that, you know, then take SLB, and they never know see the life will go hard. You have to have money, you have to have a support system. And because of that, listen, I'm not working, and it might you don't know people who work on a nursing school. I've been trying to get a job. I got about 4 interviews throughout the whole 4 years, and it just not work. It's just not in the favor of me. It's either they pay too little or the timing, right? So because of that, I started my business, as you know, Lee's Nursing Lounge, and I tried to offer. First thing I did was offer tutoring services, because my classmates used to tell me that I am really helpful with teaching. And you know, once I get an A or lowest B plus on a module, I offer those subjects, and I offered it at $1,000 per class per session. And me I do that for second year, and it the next $1,000 me I get at them I carry me, and then me extend it and start like my keychain. I start buy other things for sell back. And you know, if people don't really support me, like I have periods where I don't make nothing, and I feel think outside of the box. I see where I can volunteer at certain places and hopes then I get a little change and stuff like that. But it's not been easy. So to answer the question, how do you afford it, is I started a business, me also here and there, me beg, sadly, but I beg, and yeah, that's it. If you could say one thing to your year one self, what would it be? That's a very good question. Like, that's a whole self-reflection question. I like it. If I could say one thing, I don't have one thing to say. I have a lot of things to say to that young girl. Whatever thing. If I could say one thing to my year one self, is pay attention in pharmacology. So to say, like, me sort out that entire module, but like now I have to be doing extra reading and extra video watching on like the drugs, and it's just not instilling in my brain, like, you know, like the mechanism of action. I might know what the drugs are for, but I don't really know, you know. So pay attention in pharmacology, don't just let it out. Another thing would be is you are okay, you're doing well, you are giving what you're supposed to give, you are improving, and I am proud of you, and you make it. So stop the whole. Oh, another thing I would say is stop overstudy. You know, worth it. Got a bit of night time, you know, worth it. Hang out with your friends more, try to do things outside of nursing, go on trips, go on dates, find love. Something I would say to my year one self. You know, worth it. Advice to nursing students, whether you're in year 1, 2, or 3, or 4, my advice to you is to take a deep breath, exhale, and try again. And the last thing is, what area are you weakest in? And I like that question as well. I like when you ask me questions that show my vulnerability. The word there? Because people tend to think that I have it all together, and I don't. People always, even my classmates, you're bright girls, you do this. I don't. I'm not at all. I'm just a positive person. Like, if you ask them, you say, oh, should I not stressed about exam? I don't. So the area that I don't think that I'm weakest in, and then no, me ever think say no, me no know. But I gotta make people think say me have it all together, but I don't. I would say care plans. I'm better at it now, and the reason being is because I've been practicing my ass off since 4th year. I save my money, I get help. I've been writing care plans, I'm print them out, and they're not the best, but I know how to make them better. And looking at my care plans from year 1 to now, they have improved. But like, you know, in terms of the skills that we are tested on, dressing, medication, care plan writing, out of all of that, then I would say care plans. like it's the only area that I can say that oops, they might catch me and feel me. Because with dressing, I'm gonna practice my ass off. With medications, I'm gonna make sure I know the medications that are on the ward before I even get to the ward. You get me? So those areas, you know, are things that you can practice on. Yes, with dressing there, I'm not really from last year, you know, when you're in a 4th year, from 1 year ago we do dressing, you know, so it's been a while. So even if me do it now, it not go perfect. But you know, once I get into it, and I'll be making dressing sets for myself and for my business. Once I get into it, I'm gonna be competent. You know, it's practical. But the theory part, which is the care plan, it's completely subjective and it depends on the person that's grading you. So I would say that's my weakest area, but I am working on it. Also, knowing the medications, that's my weakness as well, but I'm working on it too. So those are all the questions. I hope I answered most person's question in the way that they wanted it to. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions or you need a part 2, you know that you can leave it in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye.